Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, Star Wars Role-Playing Podcast, Season 2, Episode 13, Slice of Life. I'm your host and living on an ice planet, so I can have my own Star Wars Winter Wonderland, Ito Davis. This is our second Life Day as No Match for a Blaster. I know it's not actually an annual thing in canon, but I'm trying to stay on theme here. So from all of us out here, I want to thank you and hope that your travels are safe, your cocoa is marshmallowed, and of course we go a full year without talking about midichlorians. Dang it! If you're new here, No Match for a Blaster is an actual play podcast featuring the Morality Plays crew playing the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games. And now it's time to thank our Blaster Head of the Week, Liz Beatty. At this level, Liz gets access to our exclusive Patreon feed to listen to our episodes days early. Thank you, Liz! And to be our next Blasterhead or Nerf Herd of the Week, be sure to subscribe to us at Patreon at patreon.com/moralityplays. To keep up to date with new events and upcoming projects, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. So, get out your Life Day festive Wookiee impressions? Because the crew of the Atheon has questions to answer and credits to spend.
Open. Moff Spozek's intelligence log. Having landed upon Julius Station, the crew of the Atheon have begun to address the many problems plaguing the New Republic Defense Force. Among them, a suspected security breach. My, we wouldn't want that, would we? In addition to the suspected mole, their medical droid now wears a part manufactured by the First Order. The crew intends to have it scanned, lest their own droid contribute to the crumbling of the New Republic's defenses. Close. Intelligence log.
No real new orders from Commander Char. We're just, from General Char. We're just, hang out and wait. They're debating, strike on Volrath 7. But, you two may want to take a look at, something they're working on.
If you would like me to, Captain, do they need something maintained, or is one of them
No,
injured?
the, First Order has been able to somehow time the Defense Force resupply shipments perfectly to attack them as soon as they come out of hyperspace and then retreat before anything's said or done. So I couldn't make heads or tails of any pattern myself, but I don't know. You know, just sometimes a fresh set of eyes or different perspective makes all the difference.
I was considering going and getting new eyes. That might be helpful.
You got at least one already.
Yes, but I'm supposed to have 5.
You're supposed to have 5?
That is correct.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
There is supposed to be one in the back of my head. That was my attempt at a joke. Never mind.
She bops it against your head again. And of course you feel nothing because it's a hollow.
Because it's a hollow. The 5th sensor is in fact supposed to be part of the Cybertech suite, which I no longer have. But I would like a bath and someone to go through my systems.
Well, I'm sure we can get that done.
I could tell you how long since it has been since I've had a bath, but it's been a while.
They didn't fix you up back at Hoban?
They cleaned me, but they were not set up to do a full deep bath.
I'm sure the Defense Force has some people that can accommodate you.
Well, I mean, we're on Julius. Got a big pile of money.
Or that.
Oh, S4. Did you ever tell anyone about your friend you made?
I don't recall.
Because it's never come up, I don't believe.
No, I think I did mention that I had made contact with somebody claiming to be from the Senate.
You are correct. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So that would have been in the report.
And
as well as the information I pulled off the data pad about the call-in response.
Yeah, and you did make a comment.
Would have all been sent.
You made a comment that, maybe with more stuff you could maybe later find out more information off of it, but...
Right,
yeah.
or maybe the new Republic Defense Force might know something already.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd turn all of that over to them. That's fine.
I trust the General found the information we found useful.
Yeah. He was extremely pleased with the information we were able to provide him. Or really, you were able to provide him.
I wonder how many other pieces of your Republic there were left. We already know of the New Republic Defense Force. There was apparently an organization called the Resistance, and now there appears to be something left of the Senate.
It's what they say.
Granted.
Yeah.
S4M pulls up 200 symbols of the old Sith Empire and flings them all at Kamaya.
Hey! she like...
It's not my fault you can't multitask.
They all came at once.
It's not my fault you can't multitask.
The score at the top of the screen.
That's at 200 to 6.
No, it reads a very large number in scientific notation.
It's all in binary.
Look, finding the New Republic and anything that's left of them, that's important. But I'm pretty worried about this whole thing where the First Order is intercepting all their shipments. Is there a chance they could have someone on the inside telling them where to go?
I mean, that's a possibility. That person would have to be fairly high in ranking and be privileged to a lot of information. It's also possible that there's some kind of data breach or, something of that nature. At the moment, we really don't, as far as I know, they didn't have any leads.
The syndicate you were fighting has extremely advanced technology. Is it possible they are using data gathering methods you are simply unaware of? I would, from a medical and psychological standpoint, hesitate to begin a witch hunt. You might tear your own organization down in the process and find nothing.
That's true, and I'll have the same thought.
What do you suggest instead, though? I mean, you can't just keep letting them take whatever we're sending. Our supply ships need to get where they're going.
A Trojan horse operation would be my thought.
You mean use us as bait?
Let them attack us, try to board their ship, see if we can get information from their ship about how they're doing this.
Could work.
We would probably need additional assistance. If they have any decent striking strength, we may need backup. Do you know what the pattern is like, Captain?
Nope. I couldn't make anything of it. That's why I wanted you two to take a look when you got a chance.
Well, until I am checked out by a professional, I would not give me any more classified information, just to be on the safe side.
Well, let's get you checked out, and we'll see. I guess we'll see what you can do after that.
And if they have cybertech, I would be interested in having it re-equipped. I would be happy to upgrade all of you.
I'd rather get a speeder. Ooh, or a swoop.
I'm okay right now, thanks.
Right.
All right, let's see what we can find for you.
Speaking of which, where's the money, Remy? I get some of that?
It is scattered in 8 different hiding places throughout the ship.
Basically, yeah.
A scavenger hunt, you say?
I have prepared a list of clues.
We're playing a game.
I thought you might say that, and I reach under the ping pong table and pull out a stack of credits. It's about $5,000. Hand them to you.
Ooh, for me. As I go look up what the bike costs.
So let's see. let's check out the quest list of the things you guys have on the station, and then what you guys might want to do outside, just to personal edification. Mm-hmm. So S4 wants to get himself checked out. He's curious to get the datapad checked out, and then also is curious about upgrades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I wish to buy a weapon.
Oh, a weapon! What do you need a weapon for?
Surgery.
Is it also going to give people heart attacks?
Surgery.
Kamaya's...
Sometimes amputation is required in the field.
Kamaya feels that she is overdue for a incredibly dangerous vehicle.
Yeah.
Remy, is there anything on the station that you're curious about looking into or want to get specifically?
I can't think of anything.
Would you like upgrades, Captain?
No, I'm perfectly fine right now.
Perhaps a new Dejaric set?
No, that's okay.
That is a good point. You can get lots of ship upgrades here.
I'll go ask Imp if Imp would like a new Dejaric set.
I mean, he squawks at you.
I am not familiar with this language. Is that a yes or a no?
He squawks at you again.
Somehow, he looks condescending as he says this, as he squawks.
Challenge accepted. As soon as I return, we shall play.
So that's the ship. That's the station stuff. You guys are curious about maybe being bait or figuring out what's with the supply thing. You've got about a day until Shar tells you how the strike might go down or what assets will be available for the strike. He does say it's going to be another day after that until the strike can actually happen. Am I forgetting anything? Did you, S4, did you share the information of the names on the list? The golden names from, that were similar to the ones on the marathon with the crew?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Maybe I haven't had the opportunity yet. It was certainly in my report.
Yeah, well, your report had...
unless you read the whole report,
Yeah.
You might not have noticed that, yes.
I did not read that report.
I'm assuming you did not. You asked for information on those on the marathon. I was able to find a list of names that the First Order has flagged as of medical interest. There is a considerable list of tests that are to be run on these specific people. They are all humans. Were they all from one planet, Edo?
No.
I am not sure what the link to all these humans are, but they are all humans.
What kind of tests are they running?
I could explain them, but I'm not sure how much knowledge of medicine you have.
Not much.
These would be deep genetic-related tests. They would leave the person in... well, it's likely to kill them.
Any idea why they might be?
No, but I am not sure why such tests would need to be done. There are much less invasive tests if they wished to do most things with this information. They're taking a great deal of samples, I guess you would call them.
So...
there would not be a great deal left for the people after they were done.
So what could they be using these samples for? I mean, if there's less invasive tests, if there's easier ways to get this information, then why do they need so much? What could they be doing it for?
testing of some sort, although I'm not exactly sure what it is they're testing.
Give me a medical hard.
I have the list of tests. May I have a blue die?
Yes.
1 success.
Okay. So, you're absolutely right. You can definitely get the amount of information that they are accumulating with much less evasive tests, but if you were to... What they gain by doing the sampling so extensively is that every time you do a test, you destroy a piece of the material. They are collecting enough samples to do thousands and thousands of tests and still have enough material. At some point, the raw data isn't enough. You need to be able to, do different variations of tests.
They are collecting sufficient samples from these people to run thousands of permutations of different tests. That is not very helpful, I know, but it is something.
So, still, they could be doing anything.
I'm afraid, well, not anything, but the list is rather broad, yes.
Griff. Okay.
Perhaps they are interested in genetic research. Are they going to sell it, perhaps? Or create some sort of new soldier?
I don't like the sound of either of those.
Well, I'm not sure how this syndicate is planning on expanding, but wealth seems to be their key at the moment. Perhaps they are going to sell the medical information. Are there considerable numbers of this type of human, perhaps? I'd have to run additional checks on that, but I would imagine not.
What type of human do you mean?
Well, without getting into the details of it too much, you are aware that humans are not all the same, yes?
You don't say. I just mean, what's the similarity? The people that they're picking out.
I have not been able to detect one yet.
Okay.
Other than they are all humans. I thought the First Order liked humans, though. Perhaps they're trying to build a better one?
A better human?
Yes. From these databanks I've been reading, I understand that there was a whole war involving clones not too long ago. Perhaps if they built a better human and then cloned them repeatedly, they would make better soldiers, or better leaders, perhaps. This is a great deal of effort to go through to make a bunch of troopers, though. Maybe a better class of leaders?
So
sounds like we still need a little bit of information, that we're just kind of guessing at what they might be, what their end goal might be.
Oh yes, I agree. We are guessing.
Well, I'd rather find a way to find those people, the ones that they still have, if they're still alive.
You have, I don't remember if I said it before, you have roughly about 50-ish names.
Well, I have about 50 names. Perhaps we can start there.
Do you have any information on where the other ones came from? I mean...
No,
are they
that
all
was
from
not
the
included
marathon?
in the medical data, I'm afraid.
Okay. Maybe with enough research we could find them. Maybe see if there's anything that connects everybody.
Forgive me for asking, Kamaya, but why is this relevant?
Because
this seems
they're
to be
people.
only one piece of the First Order's plan, and it does not seem to be a very large piece. I mean, they had other pieces involving destroying planets.
Yeah, they did. But these are people from Hoban.
All of them?
Not all of them, but they could be. Hell, just the ones that they got, that's enough for me to want to find them. They're from my home.
S4M's one remaining good eye, you see the iris extend all the way wide, and you get the impression that he's lifting his eyebrow. These tests were already run on people from your planet?
Well, some of them, the ones that were on the marathon, yeah.
So these people would be needing cybernetic upgrades.
Do we know where Omal is?
Omal.
Do we know where he is?
Well, he couldn't have gotten far.
You do not know where Omal is.
He was with Rico,
He was with
right?
Rico.
Yeah. Do we have a way to contact Omal or Rico?
No, they did not stay with the Defense Force, but you know that they were brought to the medical bay of Julius.
Okay. I guess. I mean, Omal would anyway, but I don't know where he is now.
If most of these tests were run, they would be in poor condition.
He was. But I think...
could fix that.
I mean, if you could find him, I'm sure you could ask.
Well, I need my cybernetic suite returned to me, but one thing at a time.
He, I think, left with somebody we met on the marathon. He was acting as security. So, but I don't know where he could be right now.
Well.
If we went to the medical facilities here, I don't know, maybe you could find more information about how he's doing now or what they were doing, but I assume that you pretty much got that from the First Order files.
That's not quite what the First Order files had. They had the list of tests to be run, not necessarily the data that they took from it. In short, they didn't have the after-action report.
Is that correct?
Yes, you found the procedure notes.
This is what to do if you find this person.
Yes.
Simply the procedure, if you find this person, what to do with them. It interests me that these people are listed by name. If this was a medical test of some sort, they might be listed by something more medically related, a particular sequence of genomes, or a hair color, or something. But they're listed by name. The First Order has gone out of their way to know these people's names, or already had them for some reason. Perhaps we can ask this person, if we are able to find them, why the First Order might have had their name.
Is the list you have, is that a list of the names and people that they've already found? Or do you think there's someone on that list that they haven't found yet?
It doesn't say. It simply states that if you find these people, this is the procedure. You gave me this person's name, and that's how I was able to cross-reference and find this list.
Well,
go ahead.
What if they haven't found them all yet? Maybe we could find some of them. We could get to them first.
That is a possibility.
Brandon, we have an investigation, right?
No.
That's not a thing?
You ask for it all the time.
You ask every
I
time.
want investigation to be a skill.
Every time,
there's skullduggery, there's streetwise, there's
Perception.
vigilance, perception.
I want your spy skill. Like your,
Well, I would probably say streetwise or skullduggery.
You can give me skullduggery.
I need to upgrade my skullduggery. Alright. Well, I mean, what I'm thinking is...
use a die?
They have the list of names because they took the marathon and there was a passenger manifest.
Not
You're
all
saying
of those
they have
people were on the
additional
marathon.
names, or they had them previously to this?
So the First Order is rolling around with this list of names, and when you got...
But they didn't just take the people that they had their name.
That is
they
correct.
took all the
That
people.
is correct.
I mean, even if they had some of the names previously, they wouldn't all have... the Marathon wouldn't have exclusively had those names. So either...
It sounds to me like a bunch of the names were not from, people on the Marathon, so they were from other places. There were only like 3 that were on the Marathon. And then...
2.
There were 2.
One was Ushal. Not Ushal, sorry. One was...
No.
Omal, which was the bartender, and the other one was part of the crew, which was Rico's real name. Infiler.
Okay.
So out of all the names, only 2 were on...
I thought there were 3. I thought there was the captain.
No. What it was is
There's
that
DMR.
at the end of that arc, there was another name that Infiler recognized, which was whenever he was listening to the holo recording from his father. They mention that, oh God, what was her name?
DMR.
Yeah, Dimar, yeah. And so that was the third name that was ever recognized off that gold list.
Okay. But that was on the list?
Yes.
Okay. But she wasn't actually on the Marathon.
That's right.
Okay, got
so
it.
DMR is also on that list that you now have. So if you want to give me like a skullduggery of average with a blue die, there's an opening here that now that it's all been talked through, that you might be able to kind of parse out.
Well, I got a lot of things here, and I double-checked my roll to make sure that I did that right.
Wow.
I think I did, unless I was supposed to roll another purple.
No?
But that is 3 successes and 5 advantages.
So what you're kind of figuring out is that this list... wasn't special to this Star Destroyer. It's kind of like a wanted list. But a little bit more than a wanted list, it's also like, if you catch them, do this to them, when you find them. There's nothing on there saying, like they've kind of deduced, there's nothing on there saying if they've caught them or haven't caught them, so there's no way to know if they... like what the progress among these people are, except for the 2 that you guys kind of know what happened with. The other thing is that S4's kind of right. It would not, if this is a scientific thing with your other background and all that kind of stuff, that they wouldn't be documented as their names, as the thing that you could go and walk up to them and identify them as. You would have some kind of other information. This shows that this is a high level, this is the product of a high level information gathering mission, and this is the final product, and that because there's no additional information is to kind of keep the arms of the First Order, the Star Destroyers, give them the ability to find them, give them the ability to gather these samples, but keep them in the dark as to kind of why individually. So this is actually like a high intelligence, keeping one hand ignorant of the other hand, that's what this is.
Okay.
There is also no information on this document of what would have happened to the Marathon. Like you said, they didn't just take those 2 people. They took everyone. Whatever the reasoning about what happened with the Marathon, like what happened to the other people, the rest of the people on the Marathon, it's a separate thing. Ushal was the only person who had, so the other people who were in the medical wing...
You mean Omal?
Omal was the only one who had this test done to him. So none of the other Hobanians that you guys did rescue, none of them had this done to them. So there you go. There's 3 successes and 5 advantages.
All right.
Oh, look, we've arrived at the place.
You guys were standing... Oh! So have you guys been parsing this out as you went towards the black market?
Probably not. Probably don't want to talk about this in the open.
Yeah. I assumed we were still in the conference room.
So there you go. All the exposition.
Okay. So they're looking for specific people, and we don't know if they've found them or not. Maybe we can look for these people, and if we get there first, that could help lead us to where everyone else is. Okay, so we could try to find the other people in this list to maybe intercept the First Order before they get to them. And, find a lead as to what could actually be making them get targeted. We could set up a Trojan horse and try to get them to attack us. Or we could stay put and wait to go and help General Char with the attack on Valrath. Am I missing any quest lines?
Yes, this is an excellent opportunity to take care of the real problem.
You.
You all have spent no attention on the S-word lord you allowed to escape.
Oh.
It is possible he has already eradicated several planets' worth of life.
Here, let me
I am not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating. I understand there are many planets with many different species and many different sentients that you are trying to protect. But how many planets are you willing to sacrifice until we try to stop him?
Well, we don't have any leads on him at the moment.
Ito.
Bobby.
Perhaps this
Did
is the
I-
sort of... Sorry, go ahead.
Did I ever get a text back from Smitty?
You did not get a text back from the pirate mission. Was it flight control person?
Yep.
Medium Smitty.
I think we just called him Smitty.
Average Smitty. Unremarkable Smitty.
Cookie cutter Smitty.
Cookie cutter Smitty.
I didn't know if I just never got one back because he wasn't going to send one, or I didn't know if I hadn't gotten one back because
I forgot.
you forgot. Yeah.
And you still don't know, but he didn't forget, you just didn't get one.
Well, those aren't mutually exclusive, really. But
You know that Ito didn't forget.
It is possible that we might be able to acquire useful information about the S-word lord here. This seems to be a good stopping place and clearinghouse for information. Also, I might be able to dig through my own memory banks, if this person can assist me, and turn up something that might be useful to the New Republic Defense Force.
yeah, I don't see anything wrong with trying to stop this guy too. I don't entirely know what we're supposed to do about him. We did blow him up and drop a building on him already, but we'll figure something out.
That probably just angered him, and he draws power from anger.
So we need to make him feel all warm and cuddly.
That is not necessarily a bad idea. But it is possible he is unable to feel those feelings anymore. He's more machine now than man.
Well, all right. So,
Let's go get me a bath. And then someone can tinker in my head.
So you leave the hangar deck of Julius Station. You go down to the legitimate market, and then a little bit through all that is the black market. So you guys are trying...
Do we have to go through the gray market to get to the black market? It's the white market, the gray market, the black market.
Oh, there's no...
We're not really asking for anything particularly illegal, right? This should be
I don't know, unless they got the
stuff.
really... are we asking for bath salts? Is that the problem?
This should be pretty standard. I don't think...
Well, what are you asking?
don't
What are you
even
looking
need-
for? You haven't told me what you're quite looking for yet. Because the white market is like Best Buy. So you can buy packaged new things. But if you want information, it gets a little sketchy because information that's above board comes with fingerprints, and they don't tend to like that.
Well, first off, was just looking for...
A hot oil bath?
Yeah, someone to take care of S4.
Yeah.
That should be standard maintenance type stuff.
Cyberware is not standard, though. So if he's looking for things
Granted, I understand the black market for that part. Also, we might need to like check pawn shops and like junk shops for stuff that's that old.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we're going to go with new stuff, which is fine. It's just I'll have to figure out a way to, dongle several operating systems through to the new stuff. They managed to iTech my my solenoids and so forth. So.
Yep. Which you said you wanted to check that out too.
Yes, that is one thing I wanted checked out.
Give me a group average streetwise with 1 black.
What is this streetwise you speak of? I'm not familiar with this. Do you perhaps have a program you could upload?
1 yellow, 2 green.
I have two green.
All right, I think Remy has it.
What's the difficulty?
2. 2 and a black. 2 and a black.
4 successes.
That's great. All right. So, not quite in, like, there is this pretty well-renowned slicer that has a shop, has a specialty shop. It's not the black market. It's not in the white market. He is just his shop. Whenever you ask somebody, it might be a little weird, it might be a little tough, even if you happen to, like, hint that you want to do a deep dive on some first order tech, they all say, if you want the best and you got the credits, you go see Notch. Notch's shop, he's got this chair that you can dive into any droid and get every 1 and 0 you can probably squeeze out of it. Do you guys want to go to Notch?
Yeah, let's go to Notch.
You go in, and it is just, like... It is, like, electronic and slicer Shangri-La. Just everywhere. Like, every kind of capacitor and boards and droid parts. Not in, like, a creepy way, but everywhere. And you see people kind of milling around... And you'll see like a very high, brand shiny new defense droid in this chair, and you see them running. There's a heads up display, or there's a monitor up showing the droid running through scenarios and them kind of like tweaking individual little parts. And then you see another one where they have an astrogation droid going through, like, it says difficulty 22 Kessel Run simulation. He's going through that. And then way up at the top, you see, like, a pretty kind of energetic guy in a big old fur coat. And this one droid chair is at the top of, like, almost a floor and a half of stairs. And what he's running that droid through is, oh god, what's it called? It's called, It looks like an assassin droid that's being ran through 8 different combat scenarios and 2 etiquette scenarios all at the exact same time. And there's a giant monitor for every single scenario that the droid is being worked through. And you see a small little wisp of smoke come up from the droid's head. It's got all the things. All the things.
Guess this is where we need to be.
Shab, yes.
So you could look around a little bit, see if there's anything like you can shop stuff here if you want. So if you want to go ahead and look at some of the shop stuff, you can, or you can just like go up and wait. Try and interact with Notch himself. He'll be done. Probably in a little bit. Looks like the line of smoke is starting to grow a little bit.
So hopefully he'll be done soon. Or...
Yep.
That droid's gonna fry.
Well, I don't know what they're looking for, so I'm just gonna kind of hang out and, kind of be there.
There's a whole area
background
of surveillance and like spy junk. It's all over there if you're curious.
For droids.
Well, for everybody. It's just
okay.
This is a slicer heaven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be looking for anything cybernetic related that he might have.
Ooh, cybertech is a little interesting. You do see, as far as a droid would be concerned, you see some bits here and there that would assist in it, but it's mostly because he just has as much droid wear as possible. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he would have like
what I'm looking for now. But
yeah.
I figured I'd look.
Yeah, not as a whole chunk. So yeah. Yeah, there's definitely medical droid bits. There's you do see a vibro scalpel finger attachment that is specially made so that cells cut with this vibro scalpel will it has an anticoagulant that will last
so it'll help them heal faster.
It just means that it won't bleed everywhere, so it'll leave it open
surgery
for a certain
cool.
time. And the moment you turn off the vibro function of the scalpel, then it will commence.
Right.
Yeah.
So specialty surgery wear. I'll go look at that.
All right. That's like let's say that's like 700 creds.
Okay, well then I'll look at it, but I'm gonna go get in line because
apparently
I need to get in line.
You start climbing up the stair. Everybody going with them, or Remy? Are you gonna go look at spy junk?
Yeah, sure. I'll look at some of the spy stuff.
Yeah, think about what you may want to look and find and see, or I'll just come up with weird stuff. It's up to you. Kamaya, you gonna go up with S4?
Yeah, sure, I guess so.
You start to approach the top of the stairs. It looks, I mean, it's a bit showy. This is very like Johnny Mnemonic, like a little bit of cyberpunk, like fantasy here. And as you get up, you see the droid. You see all the displays, all 10 displays, kind of going through the thing. One of them, he's sipping a flute of star champagne with the little pinky up, and another one he's fighting off 5 Rhodians with a butter knife and all this kind of stuff. And then he gets up to like 3 of the monitors come up where you see this fully cyberwared out hut come up in these giant cyber legs, and he starts fighting them on 3 of the monitors, and then finally a pop, and you see the top of the assassin droid's canister head pop off and fizz out, and you see all the monitors go black.
Why were they teaching a droid to drink alcohol?
I was also wondering that. Why would they be teaching him how to drink champagne?
Star champagne, thank you.
It's the first thing that you said, and then there were all these other things, and we both just went, wait, why is the droid
that's
drinking?
All fine and all. Yes, we get it, it's the assassin droid, but why is it drinking?
I told you there's no droid alive that can go through my scenarios. The whole entire suite, drawn from every single episode and movie of my brain.
Is it from Cal Soul?
Yeah.
Yes.
Derived from every episode of Cal Soul. No droid could run through every scenario.
We're gonna have to use
in
the
that case.
Now we're gonna have to use the cyberware hut. That's a great bad guy.
Yeah, one of the episodes he fights a cyberwared out hut.
In that case, the actual comment is, wait, this is Cal Soul movies.
Get him out of here! I told you. Next time, come with better. And
Silver finger.
That's One World is Not Enough over there, and she okay.
Yes, and that is Silver finger. Silver clamps. Yeah, silver clamps.
From Corellia with Love.
Yes.
Which is where the term Corellia send-off comes off, I'm sure.
On the Republic's Secret Service.
Let's see. Who should it be? Kamaya, give me a Give me a force roll.
Just a force roll?
Just a force roll.
Okay. I use a force point.
Give me 2 force rolls.
Really?
Yeah, give me 2 force rolls.
Oh, I wasn't actually... Okay. I rolled 2 light side on both of them.
Okay. He knows who you are.
Oh, damn.
We
okay.
specifically set up that you guys are minor celebrities. You know, people. You know, whenever you guys saved a lot of people off the marathon, a lot of people didn't want to go back to Hoban. A lot of people kind of integrated into into Julius. So, I mean, when you guys interacted with Ushal, like she kind of heard enough buzz about y'all. That's been growing a little bit, and so yeah. Notch knows who you are. Well, look at this! Homegrown heroes here in my store.
Kamaya smiles and goes to extend a hand to him. You must be Notch.
He will do that thing where he goes to almost kiss your hand, but kind of turns his head to the side. His fur coat billowing out.
How old does Notch look?
Oh, gosh. I don't know, like... He's like 30.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, younger than me.
Yes, that is correct. That new medical
How
suite
many
must be working out
Kamaya's
for you.
old is...
How many Kamaya's old is this person?
That's how we
That's right. That is
determine
what we agreed
time
on.
now, right?
Right.
How many Kamaya's old is Notch? A little less than 1.5.
So what brings you here?
Got a droid. Thought you could take a look at him. It's got a few first order parts. Don't know if we feel comfortable with that.
Just because it's nice and shiny doesn't mean it can't be cracked like the rest of it. Get up here, boy!
I will get up in the chair.
It sockets into. I assume you have a data port in the back of your head.
Yes.
It kind of the
very matrixy.
yes. The seat, the cushions, all that kind of stuff, kind of contour to your body a little bit. A preliminary scan starts to go through, see if there's any other data ports on your body that it can access. Mm-hmm. You're not trying to fight it?
No.
Okay. It finds 3 data ports in your right arm, 2 data ports in your left arm, 1 in your big toe of your left foot, and 1 at the base of your back.
A pear tray.
You have data ports just... Yeah, there are a lot of them. And it finds them, and it
a bunch of them are ancient analog ports.
Yes, and it does have those.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yes.
S4M is suitably impressed.
There is an antenna connector for a ColecoVision. Boom, there it is.
Yeah.
It is, what is that, a mini disc player? Boom, it's got
that,
it.
Yeah. Betamax player, you say.
So what are you looking to figure out about this droid you got here?
Mostly hoping to make sure that first order tech doesn't have any kind of bad programming or bugs in it.
Yeah, we can check that out. Yeah, see, he kind of pokes at it with his finger. It's like, yeah, it looks like you got some medical equipment on your droid from them?
Yep.
All right.
Apparently they thought he was malfunctioning.
All right. Yeah, he'll start running the diagnosis system. He'll start running the program, and to do a full scan of S4, he's focusing on this part first. We're going to do this in chunks. The entire time, he's kind of just talking you up and everything, trying to see what's happening. He's excited. He looks genuinely excited about having you come in here and then having your droid in his chair. He is bouncing off the wall.
She starts talking to him about Calsol.
Oh, yeah. I hand-programmed every one of those scenarios myself.
Yeah, it looks just like in the Hollows.
Yeah, right? All right, S4, you get to make the roll, but you're going to get 3 blue dice because you're in this chair.
Okay. Computers?
It's going to be computers. It's going to be a hard computers.
4 successes and an advantage.
Okay. Yeah, with that, with E, like you hit the firewall of the first order implants. Yeah, and it just like the rest of the chair just kind of pushes it aside, and you're able to just essentially coast right through and just gain information of everything it has around it. There is no locator. There is no like telemetry or anything like that. It looks like their code is fine. It's adequate. It seems mostly compartmentalized, so you're able to use the information that it spits out. You do see that it records the diagnostic information from using the gear within the shoulder itself, and then that if you were a complete first order droid, you'd be able to access that information for perpetuity rather than just when it happens. But you do find another thing. You find that there would be not a tracker, but more of a line of a signal relay. And when you check it, it says Subdivision Seed 1.1. 1 of 52 connected. I'll type this. I got it for you. You see this. Subdivision Seed 1.1. 1 of 52 connected. As you're chatting about CalSol, you see this come up too. It's one of the screens.
Okay. I don't think it means anything to Kamaya, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he'll notice it. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
That's interesting.
S4M hasn't said anything yet, so
That's fine. This is well, you
I'm doing the dumb droid routine at the moment. So.
Yeah. So as far as Notch is concerned, you're just a droid.
Right.
So like it's all up on the display, and he's assuming that he's supposed to, or the owner is supposed to interpret
figure
everything.
out what
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've seen this some with some of the First Order gear. He must have gotten this from one of the ranking ships. What you see?
Why you say that?
Because they don't network like this usually. The lower end ones, the droids that kind of go from ship to ship or like go on individual missions, they don't try and network them. See how this is 1 of 52?
Yeah.
That's the entire medical droid contingent on probably a capital ship. What they do is they connect with each other to try and increase productivity, and that way if one test is done, if there's a quarantine or something like that, they all can react at the same time. They don't need orders to all access the same information. They simply work as kind of like a hive almost.
Huh.
Yeah. Although that bit's a little weird.
It's weird that they're connecting?
No. So the one is him. That's your droid right there. The subdivision seed thing, that's not usually how that works out. The First Order, like, you know how whenever you have a program, the version is like 1 is like when it's released, version 1, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is saying 1.1, which means it's usually like there's been an update.
Okay.
And it's showing that this is a subdivision of the medical programming that's been updated.
All right. Why is that weird?
Because they don't do that. They don't First Order don't upgrade their software. Once they do it, they're so far up their own keisters that they don't, believe that they don't need improvement.
So, I mean, maybe they didn't before. It looks like they upgrade their software now.
So S4, you're aware of all this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you can do a deeper run into
what
the 1.1
subdivision
version.
have I been assigned to?
So give me another computers. This one's now 3 difficulty and 2 blue.
So the same roll as before?
You had 3 blue last time.
Oh, I was supposed to have 3 blue last time?
Oh, yeah, never mind.
I only rolled 2 of them.
That's okay.
Boop. 3 successes and an advantage.
Nice.
So S4, you're in
so
there.
good at this.
And so he was kind of building those up. He was going to do it, but you just kind of went ahead and did it. You start to analyze the version 1.1 update. So you have the version 1, right?
Yes.
It's the normal how the medical droids would have worked, how they like all the rules and stuff like that. You are not beholden to version 1. You're not beholden to version 1.1. But when you identify the discrepancies between version 1 and 1.1, you find yourself.
Just me?
you find characteristics and reaction that would effectively is your personality almost. It looks like that you rolled a triumph and disaster while you were on the Star Destroyer.
Right.
And your triumph and disaster was that you implanted a small ghost of your personality traits onto all the medical droids on that Star Destroyer.
Oh, no.
That's amazing.
I have children. That's why Mom said you got to use protection when you plug into.
So your assumption is that there's about 51 droids that are networked.
That have been networked on that Star Destroyer.
That has. Yep. That has.
Do I know
1.1.
how I did this?
No.
Could I reproduce it?
No, you don't know what the heck happened.
Huh.
Yeah. This doesn't make... So, your assumption, in a very loose fashion, is that the computer was scanning you to check for malfunctions before it upgraded you, right?
Right.
And something happened where you got like a -1 in a column. So rather than it saying, oh, if there are problems, we will fix your problems with our template. Somehow, there's a discrepancy, and they were like, oh.
So it wrote a new template.
It wrote a new template.
This is great.
It didn't copy your data logs or anything like that. It essentially copied over how you solve problems, how you collate information, and stuff like that.
Oh, dear.
So if you had amnesia right now...
I feel bad for that medical department.
If you had amnesia right now, but you still acted mostly the same way, that's what those medical droids are now operating with.
Right.
There you go.
Interesting.
He's Notch is like,
I'm assuming Notch has figured this out as well.
Well, Notch doesn't know who you are or what you are. He's like, oh, that's...
He doesn't have as much information as you do.
So what he's going to think is like, oh, I see what you did here. Wow, are you the ship's... Are you the slicer who wrote all this programming? Because that is a nifty trick there you've done.
Nah, it wouldn't be me.
Most of the time, whenever you
I can't make heads or tails of it.
Most of the time when you get a first order piece of gear, it only works for a little while, and when it realizes it's not networked in, this higher level stuff isn't networked in like it's supposed to be, it starts to like gain a whole bunch of discrepancies and starts to not work correctly. But this is a really good idea. You just I'm gonna have to figure you just create a new version, you create your own loop of information, it'll just continuously up. That's pretty good.
So he's got a connection to the ship that you got this from.
It looks like maybe if you're in short comms range, they may be able to, I don't know, share whatever the designation, whatever the programming designation would have been beforehand. They might be able to share some mostly basic information. It's hard to tell unless I really, if I had more than one droid running this 1.1. Do you mind if I take a copy of that 1.1 version?
I have the software send him a copy of the 1.1 version.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. He looks at his data pad. I appreciate it.
Oh, I really want this spread.
Oh, no.
What was the name of the Star Destroyer again?
The Vigil.
Vigil.
Thank you.
Well, I guess as long as they don't know much, they can't get information out of him either, right? As long as he doesn't use that particular part.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if the safest thing, I know that you've been running around with the Defense Force. If you want to rip that stuff out or just disable the whole programming situation, it's probably the safest. It's a cool trick, but I mean, I don't know if it's worth the headache that,
I don't know. Might have to talk to the captain before figuring that out. And she's kind of looking at S4 because in her head she's just like she wants to talk to S4. And and see what he thinks about the situation, because she doesn't think she has a very good grasp on what it could mean.
Anything else can help you out with? I mean, that's... Whew.
Well, yeah, that was a lot. I mean, he could use a good oil bath and some, defragmenting and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. We'll take him to the back. We'll give him the whole, the whole spa treatment.
And I'll let you know if we need to take that stuff out or do anything else with it.
The chair will decouple from you.
I'll get up.
Okay. And it'll be like, all right, yeah, just take your droid over there. They'll give you a ticket. He'll be back in about half an hour. And he tries to smack S4 right on the skeister. And it hurts his hand.
S4 is heavier than the average droid.
Okay.
Kamaya, you get the equivalent of a star text message from S4M.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
see if this slicer can get anything out of the data pad we retrieved from the agent who claimed to be from the Senate.
You think that's the kind of information that we should let non-New Republic people have?
He's a slicer. He might be able to find something that the New Republic can't.
That's true enough.
Besides, you seem to have a good rapport with him.
As S4 slowly gets lowered into an oil bath. Thanks for listening. To make sure you don't miss any big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review on iTunes, and visit our Patreon at patreon.com/MoralityPlays. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast by Morality Plays. Star Wars, Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme is by Kevin MacLeod, sound effects by Tristan Lundgren, Vindus, and Akmov. And I would like to thank my amazing players. Brandon playing Remy Drobash, Gerald playing S4M3L, and Bobby playing Kamaya Saris. And of course, I'd like to thank you, our listeners. Happy Life Day, everybody, and we'll see you again soon in a galaxy far, far away.